Good afternoon, Riyadh. So we are coming to the last session of this conference. I'm very happy to bring you into a hands-on session on digital transformation today. So my topic today is the human factor in digital transformation. So let's dive into this interesting topic. So that's me, a few years ago, a few years younger than me. And as you can see, I describe myself as a futurist. Why? You heard in the introduction, I was always a little bit too early with the topics. I started AI when nobody knew what it was in the early 2000 years. I joined Industry 4.0 in 2008, 5 years before the word was created. I focused on a holistic digital transformation years ago. And I thought about human transformations 10 years ago. So it's nice to be futuristic, but it's also a very challenging thing. Because when I come to my customers and I say, oh, we can do it that way, they look mostly at me and say, are you crazy? I have never heard about this, what you're doing. And I say, trust me, it will work fine. So this is why I call myself a futurist. I'm also, as you heard, a certified Agile coach. I did my Scrum Master education directly with Jeff Sutherland. So I learned from the inventor of Scrum by itself. And it was not easy, because for me, Agile was, in the beginning, something very strange. I'm a German. I'm waterfall, poorly waterfall by nature. I'm V-model. Yeah. So going Agile was really a challenge for me in the beginning. And I describe myself as a project manager because this is my passion. I do project management since 2006, which means I'm 17 years now in project management. And business coach and business analyst makes the whole thing complete. I had no space to say that I'm entrepreneur too. So what we are doing today is, I will give you a short introduction what I think, what is the human factor in digital transformation. Afterwards, we will cover the topic, how to pick the right members for a digital transformation team. And then we will close with the question, how to motivate people for digital transformation. This is a number which is still shocking me. 69% worldwide of digital transformation projects fail, which means there are only 31% which are successful. Isn't that crazy? 30% are successful and 70% are failing. So I think it's good to have a closer look on that. Why is it? Why so many of these projects are failing? And there are many surveys on this, many researchers on that, and you can Google it. You can see the ranking is sometimes a little bit different, but you can see the same reasons again and again and again and again. And what you find very often in these statistics and surveys is that you see a main topic is the lack of clear strategy and vision. Also, goals are not well defined. Other reasons are poor project management. Okay, poor project management, every project can fail because of poor project management. Insufficient budget, same here. Every project can fail because of that. Non-standardized business processes. Big topic when you come to the big transformations like I do. I work mostly for industry customers, many of them in manufacturing. These customers are big groups which are operating globally. So they have a lot of sites around the globe in many different countries. And sometimes I meet groups and organizations which have a standardized process on paper. But if I go to the sites of them, if I visit the different countries, or even if I just have a webinar with these country sites, then I found out that every single site of these groups has a separate process. Yes, they're the same process from the name, They look the same on the first sight, but if you go deeper, then you can see that Munich does it different from Peking. And you can see that Sydney does it different from Rio de Janeiro. And Rio de Janeiro does it different than all others. So standardized processes are often a key for a successful digital transformation. But in reality, there's a lack of that. The same is insufficient data quality. Believe me or not, I work with very big companies, very big organizations as a consultant. Many of my customers, they have 40,000 employees, 50,000 employees, 60,000 employees, big groups around the world. They have a lack of data quality. They have gaps in the data quality. They don't know what kind of data they have in their organization. They don't know how to bring the data from one storage to another media. Yeah. So this is also a big topic. So data cleansing is always a topic in digital transformation with my customers. And then we come to the human factor. And you will see there are even more reasons why digital transformation projects fail. A big topic is the lack of support from the top management. Top management with your budget. And that's it with the support. Okay. I need a decision. Who makes my decision? Currently, I'm accompanying digital transformation at a big industry group. And we found out that they forgot a topic, a big topic of the digital roadmap. So it's not planned for the digital transformation at the moment. It's a gap. Where can I go and get the budget to close the gap? Nobody's responsible. I'm talking to the C-level. COO say, oh, no, it's not me. It's the CIO. I go to the CIO. Oh, no, it's not me. It's somebody else. It's the vice president. I go to the vice president. Oh, no, it's not me. It's my colleague. Okay, guys, I need a decision. I need it now. We need to get now the budget because we need now a vendor because you want to have a go live in December. It's June. We have 6 months. So this is a topic, yeah? You need a continuous support by your top management. It's not a one-time thing. Lack of knowledge from top management. Top management see something, they are on a exhibition, on a fair, they see a great product, they talk to the sales team from the vendor tells them a lot of things, they say, oh great, this is what I want to have. And they come back to the organization and say, I have seen this, and this is exactly what we need, and I want this. Here's the money, get this. You have 3 months to implement it. Okay. Sounds good, yeah? Sounds good. On first sight, it sounds good. Okay, but on the other hand, sometimes this software, what they have seen, this system, what they have seen, what they were very impressed, it's a very impressive software, very impressive system, but it doesn't fit to the organization. It doesn't fit to their needs. It's not what they need. It's not what fits to their legacy system. It's not what they fit into their environment. It's not what their users need. Same here, lack of skills and knowledge in the project team. I don't know where this fairy tale came from, but somebody said that especially when it comes to AI, technology, people over the Gulf region, it seems to be true. Because if you go there and you say, if you talk to an HR department, they say, no, we don't hire people older than 40 for this role. Aha. We want to go below 30. I say, okay. And how do you think have these people with 27 or 26 years the experience to do that? Where should they get the experience? They come from university. Yeah, but we're sure because it's a new technology and they come fresh from university, they know that. No, seriously not. To do a digital transformation, you need a specific level from experience. Yes, you can have younger team members for specific tasks, but you can't have a team which is only between 20 and 25 and then expect that they will do a great job on a digital transformation project. How should they do that without any experience? Same here. Digital capabilities. It's very important. Departments who are working in silos, no collaboration across the departments, also a big challenge for digital transformation. Not taking ownership of the transformation. Oh, I'm not responsible for that. No, I'm not responsible for the digital transformation. And I look at them and say, yeah, but is it your process what we are digitalization at the moment? We digitalize your process, your way of working. How can you say that you're not responsible for that? That you don't care about it? If you don't care about it, and I don't know what you need, I can define something, but I don't know if this is really what you need for your department. Is this really the way of working you want to go with? So taking ownership for the stakeholders is a very important topic. Resistance to change, of course, we all have this. Honestly, guilty by myself. Yeah, I see it by myself. I don't like change. Yeah, even if it comes to my smartphone, give me a new smartphone and I will find 5 excuses why the older one is better and why I want to keep that one. Yeah, so on the same also what we heard a lot on this conference is poor organizational change management. We heard about from the other speakers how important that is. So yes, poor organizational change management is a topic. So human factor, what is it? It is everything who is human in a digital transformation project. Top management, customers, employees, and all other stakeholders you have. So how we can pick the right people for our digital transformation team? I told you it's not so easy, yeah? If you look at these people, a very famous hairdresser, the best barista in town, a very experienced accountant, and a good dentist. Would you let them build your house? Would you let them build your house? Hands up, who will allow them to build a house? No? Why? It's a very good dentist, and she's the best hairdresser in town. Why? This is happening. In digital transformation, this is happening. We see teams like this. We have people who have a bachelor in agriculture and call themselves a digital transformation manager, and they get hired as digital transformation managers. We have bachelors of accountants who are successful digital transformation managers. Their projects fail, but okay. They fail here, they apply it by the next and say, oh, I have been a digital transformation manager, and they get hired again. So yes, we have teams like this in digital transformation from that quality at the moment, especially in the Gulf region. So what you should have here as a mix, this is not working. You should have a team which has a mix of skills. Strategy development is important. Process development. Of course, you're digitalizing processes in a digital transformation. You need somebody with a process knowledge. Project management needs to be there. Data management. Some technology experts are also not so bad, so you should have them. Enterprise architect. These guys are great for specific technologies. The technologies they are specialized in, these guys are amazing. But I need somebody who brings everything together, and this is the enterprise architect. Stakeholder management, business analysis, this is what you need. And this is the mix of skills you need for digital transformation. So, if you have the right team now, and you can go and move on with your digital transformation, you have support from your top management, you have a budget, everything is fine. How do we motivate our stakeholders for digital transformation? Big question. We are in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has a Formula One race in Jeddah, and I know that you are building a new track in close to Riyadh here. And I'm from Germany originally, and we have very good cars. So we are very famous for our car automotive industry. So I looked about what they do. And we know that Mercedes has a very successful Formula One team, which is led by Toto Wolff. So I looked, how is he doing? Because he transformed his Formula One team from a not so successful team to a winning team. And I found this quote by him, which says, every person has hopes, dreams, fears, and anxieties. It is important to me to understand these and what drives a person. And you can take this quote and take it into a digital transformation project because it fits. This is, for me, this is the secret of motivating people for digital transformation. People are scared for change. They don't want to change. So if I want them to motivate to change, especially when it comes to digital transformation, new technologies, something which scares them like AI, because many people are scared from AI, I have to find out how can I trigger them? What are their fears? What are their dreams? What are the needs from these guys? So the question can be summarized it, what's in for me? Why should I, as a person, as an employee of an organization, support this digital transformation? Why should I do that? What's in for me? What's my benefit? Will this digital transformation harm me? Or will it bring me a benefit? And I do this when I am in team meetings and we discuss about, and we come to the question that we talk about a stakeholder group, no matter what one. I always challenge my team and I ask, okay, what's in for them? Oh, because we have to do that. Okay, what has this specific stakeholder, for example, the mechanical engineer on the shop floor, on that specific machine, what is in for him in the digital transformation, what we are doing? Which benefit does this guy get out of that? And my team looks, we have never thought about this, and say, okay, then we will do that now. We will think about together what is in for that guy. What is in for that lady in the accounting? What is her benefit? What is the benefit for the COO? What is the benefit for the board? And this is how I motivate my people. So crucial rules for digital transformation and for motivating your team and your stakeholders. I have summarized some of my most crucial rules. It's a long list. It's an ongoing journey. It's not a sprint. It's not a one-time thing. It's a journey. So give the people time to go this journey. Some people go faster, some people go slower. So give them the time that they need to make this journey. Give the organization the time to make this journey. I worked for one customer who is an expert in digital transformation because they started very early with digital transformation and Industry 4.0. And they are on this journey. If they finish a project, they start another one and another one because the technologies are evolving and so they do. Guess how long they are in digital transformation now? Anyone? Any guess? How long they are going for that? 10 years? Other guessing? More or less than 10 years? Less? 3 years? 18 years. They are continuing since 18 years. And they have the same consultancy for 10 years, which accompanies them. Because they are continuing again and again, bringing new technologies into the company, changing the way of working, improving, optimizing since 18 years. I was with them twice. One time for 6 months, then I had a 2 years break, and then I was again with them for 1 year. And I was impressed how much they improved in these 2 years when I was not with them. It was totally different. They told me, yeah, I know, you have seen that system, but now we have another one. I say, oh, wow, okay, good. And so we worked with them again. Different perspectives. As I mentioned before, always ask yourself, what is in for your stakeholders, for each single stakeholder group. Take their role, take their perspective, and think about, if I would be this lady or this guy, what would be my benefit? What would be my disadvantage? Because sometimes we have disadvantages if we change the way of working. Sometimes the situation improves, but for single departments or single people, it could be a little bit more work, a little bit more change. So always think about the whole picture. Humans, always in the center. We are not doing digital transformation because digital transformation is a good thing. We are doing that because it's a purpose. And the purpose is to improve the situation for the employees of the organization. It doesn't matter if it's a manufacturing company or a government entity or whatever it is. If we do a transformation, if it's a digital transformation, if it's an agile transformation, we do it for one purpose, to improve the daily business of the people. This is our goal. This is our motivation as digital transformation team, as a digital transformation lead, as a transformation coach. Trust and respect your team. No micromanaging. Never, ever micromanage your experts. Because there's nothing how you can demotivate more your experts, micromanage them. Yeah? And honestly, I'm a little bit, for me it's a little bit strange feeling if I see somebody who has studied finance and he goes to a deployment people team or developers, he says, you should do it like that way. You should code like that way. And I'm next to that because I have a master in computer science. I would never do that. How can I be in a position where I go to a developer who does it every day, who is coding 40 hours, 50 hours per week, and tell them how to code? This is crazy. No. And how I would do that if I have studied finance and have never coded by myself? This is respectless. So never do that. Respect them. Yes, we can be critical and we can ask them, are you sure this is the right way? But if they say, yes, this is right, and I know what I do, then I have to trust them. If they are wrong, okay, then next time, do better. Yeah? Open culture, no blaming. Listen to your experts. They know what you do, what they do. Or they should know what they do. Yeah? Mostly they know what they do. Let them experiment. Let them do innovation. Innovation doesn't come just by one try. Innovation needs experiments, needs trying, needs failing. Yeah. We heard in the introduction that I was one of the first women in the world who joined Industry 4.0 projects in 2008. When we did our start in Industry 4.0, nobody had done this before. There was no book, there was no course, there was no website where we can read how to do that, because nobody has done it before. So when we did it, we had to try what works and what doesn't work. Yeah. So it was not easy, and we sometimes, we did things wrong. And honestly, if I could travel back 12 years or 15 years, there are some things which I would never do that way like I did it at 15 years ago. But 15 years ago, I didn't have the knowledge which I have now, not the experience. And there was not a book where I could go and read how to do that. Yeah. So it was okay what we did at this time. But it was a lot of trying things. And I remember one time, there was software test manager at this time in a big industry company. You all know it. I'm not allowed to say it, but you know it. And the program lead was next to me, and he said, what you're trying to do tomorrow. It sounds a bit strange, but you have done this before, yeah? You know what you're doing. You have done this and it worked. And I looked at him and said, no, I'm sorry, I haven't done this before, and I'm not sure if anybody has done it before. So we have to try and to look if it goes well or not, and see what will come out, and be adaptive. It's not going the right way, then we have to change, yeah? So, yeah, this was how we did it in the beginning of Industry 4.0. We tried things, and we looked very carefully which direction it went, and if we saw it's not going in the right direction, then we corrected, even if it was not agile at this time. Yeah, we were following a waterfall approach, but even then we corrected our approach if we were wrong. So yes, experimentation is important. This is a hard topic. Allow them to fail and make mistakes. I'm also not perfect. I do mistakes. Yeah? Okay, fine. Cross-functional collaboration is very important. I do a lot of cross-functional collaboration even before we had this trend of being heterogeneous, mixed teams. We did a lot of cross-functional collaboration. Stakeholder communication needs to be planned properly. Digital literacy needs to be done. Digital first mindset. We're doing digital transformation. So I told you you will do things which you have never done before. Nobody has done before. So how can you expect your users to adapt easily? Because they're also sitting in front of a computer and dealing with something which has never done before. Yeah. So give them the time. Take them by the hand. Sometimes you need to do baby steps. And people, especially if they experience, if they have worked 20, 30, 25 years, this is what I have in Europe, for example. I have many users and employees who are doing 20 years, 30 years, the same stuff. So that means they have done it 20 years the same way. And then I come and say, oh, you have to do it digital now. It needs time. It needs time to adapt. It needs guidance. It doesn't come overnight. Digital transformation is technology. But sometimes it's not only technology. Sometimes we have to think about new business models, new ways of earning money, changing your business. I have sometimes organizations which I completely turn from right to left. I turn everything what they do, which is a hard thing for the organization. Yeah, it needs also a lot of experimentation and time. Partner with external organizations and get support from external consultants is also advice. Honestly, in my career, I did many things which I could never have done if I would have been an employee from that organization. No way. No way. Because I'm very nice, I'm very friendly, but I can be a devil when it comes to digital transformation. And if I have to do something, I will do it. And I can be very straight and very tough when it comes to moving forward. I don't let them out. Yeah. So that means sometimes during the digital transformation, I'm not the most popular person in the organization. Yeah. And I have to be like this because otherwise we wouldn't make progress. So it's important. You can't be not everybody's friend doing a digital transformation. Sometimes you have to be tough and you have to be hard. And it's better if it comes from an external person. Easier for the person, for the consultant, because I talked with many of my customers and we worked close together and they told me, if I could never do that. I'm so happy that you are doing that. Yeah, we need you for that because we internal people, we can't do that. Or sometimes if it comes to the top management, I can speak up. I can stand up and speak and can say, listen, sorry, but I think we have to talk this again because I don't have to be afraid to lose my job by this. They can fire me from the project. This is everything what can happen. Yeah, it never happened, but it's good that it's for me easier, and impact would not be so high as I would be an internal employee. Yeah, so if you see there is something which is a little bit too uncomfortable, but it's needed to be done, think about to get somebody external. That's the QR code. We are at the end. Thank you. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And I will go back to the QR code. So here you can connect with me. Yeah. And this is the QR code for the videos. Thank you so much.
Okay, Q&A.
Again?
Okay. Just now the Q&A.
Q&A, yes. Yes, please. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks, Iris, for sharing your experience. Excellent presentation. I had a question. You mentioned you work with big industrial clients on their optimizing their processes.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that one of the things you found is not having a standard business industrial process across the same countries. You mentioned in Brazil, they might have something different than Germany. But I was curious because I also felt sometimes different countries should have different processes based on, like, for example, India might have a lot of resources, so automation might not be the best thing. So if you're dealing with a global industrial client, right? Ideally, you would want to standardize all their processes globally. But then wouldn't you find sometimes that one process is very successful in Europe, but not successful in the US, and maybe not successful in Asia? And in this case, how would you deal with that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the processes which I mentioned are processes which need to be standardized because you need maybe for going for an audit. And the audit follows a standard which is worldwide the same. So you have to go for that standard. If you want to have an audit for that standard, you have to do it the same way in all sites. And what I find is that they should do it the same way, but some of them, they are a little bit cheating. Yeah. For example, I work a lot with product lifecycle management systems, and they have a document management system integrated, which doing all the versioning for the documents and version control. And usually the people should do, when they work with documents, they should always use this system because of the versioning and the tracking and all these things. And sometimes what we had for one customer is it was a little bit uncomfortable to use this document management functionality. So what these guys did, they cheated by using Excel. They downloaded it, imported it in the Excel, worked with the Excel, saved the Excel on the hard disk, and then they uploaded it as a new version. But what happens if you're uploading the wrong version? You will fail in the audit. And it can cost a lot of money. And for that, for example, it's not allowed to cheat via Excel. But yes, you're right. There's some processes which we need to adapt locally, especially when it comes to taxes, for example. As soon as you have a tax, if you have a VAT, for example, you have to adapt to the local constrictions and local legal right, of course. Other questions?
Is there any question?
Thank you for your...
Which one?
Yes, hi. You did mention, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. You did mention earlier that in digital transformation, the companies usually hire the wrong people with the wrong backgrounds, an accountant or so on and so forth. Whom should we hire, and what are the priorities that we should be looking to, or priorities that we should be looking into someone who we want to hire to get into digital transformation in our company?
That's a good question. I offer a whole training for HR people where I cover this in 1 or 2 days. where we're not talking about something else. Then I explain all the terminologies and the glossary for the technologies, so that you know if you have this requirement, if it's coming to this technology, you need to look for that skills. If it comes to that technology, you have to look for that skills. And if you need, for example, to hire a software tester, you need to go for other skills than for a developer. If you need to go for a digital transformation manager, you need to go for other skills than for an IT project lead. So yes, I have a whole training who deals about that. So I can only give you that answer. I hope it helps. But I would always look on that. What is the specific task they should do? And a digital transformation manager, he needs to be experienced in all these things which I had in these boxes. I would say at least basic skills in all of them and a technical background. Yeah, they should know about, if you deal with developers, it's very good if you have been coding one time in your life. You don't need to do it regularly because, for example, I have not coded since 12 years by myself, but I know how to do it and I can read it. And I still find errors in their code. So if they have a problem with the code and I read it, I can still find the errors, even if I haven't done it 12 years. But after 12 years, I don't go with them and tell them how to code, because away from my side. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. It's an interesting topic, as you mentioned, with wide variant solutions or products, starting from shared service, for example, not ending with the core businesses for the different organizations.
Yeah.
My question is similar to the BMI as an institute global one to share experiences about the project management practices. What institutes globally are specialized in digital transformation to share the knowledge, best practices, case studies, and so on? Please nominate those organizations.
I wish I could do that, but I can't tell you one. I offer a training course for a German training provider. They are training job seekers in Germany to become digital transformation managers. And I teach them 4 months full time. And when I'm with them and I'm teaching them, they say they have never get something which is so much hands-on experience. And I say, yeah, but you want to become digital transformation managers? And they say, yeah, but always what we learn, it's high level. Nobody really showed us what you are doing. So, and this is what I also seen at other providers. Yeah, it's very high level. It's not hands-on. It's also when you look on the books, the many books of digital transformation, it's very abstract, very high level, but not like hands-on. For example, like I teach. Yeah. So I can't give you a recommendation. Sorry for that.
Hello.
Hello.
I asked for the application of enterprise architecture. What is the best method to use for digital transformation?
For the enterprise architecture?
Architecture, enterprise architecture.
For the architecture, I would go for a solution architect who can help you to define, because the architecture is depending on which technologies you want to use. Yeah, so you need somebody who builds an architecture which individually fits your needs and the technologies what you're using. So I would look for a person who is called an enterprise architect as the business role, or a solution architect. These people have a very technical background. Usually they have a study in computer science and a few years of professional experience in coding and software. So these are very good. I can't hear you. Can you give him the mic?
They use SAP and Iris. Which of them, if they can apply, it is better?
It's totally different. It depends on really what you have. Because, for example, we have to clarify first if it's on-prem or is it in cloud. And then you have to think about your security requirements and all these things. So you really need somebody who gives you an individual approach for that. Yeah. So if you give you an advice now, it would not be professional to say go this way or this way, because I don't know your individual situation and I would have to look on that. So this is also something. If somebody gives you an approach for digital transformation, which they say, oh, this will definitely work for you, be careful, because doing 16 years now, and I don't know such a approach. Because what I do with my customers, I go always individually. So I talk to them what they want to achieve, which goals they have, then I look where they are, I look what is the gap, and then I think how we can bridge this gap. And this is how it works. And there is no standard approach which works for every organization. It's not there.
Thank you, gentlemen. We reached to the end of this topic. And I would like to tell you one thing, that you made this event successful, especially that wonderful speakers with astonishing topic, Frau Meinl. On behalf of PMI KSA, we would like to tell you, Dankeschön.
Thank you. Shukran jazilan.